All right. So I just wanted to get on today because it's kind of come to a boiling point, but specifically this issue. Um, just this is the net of it. Like Gary Russell hasn't fought in 2 years. So what? What's the big deal? All these guys complaining about that aren't fans of his anyway. It's a non-issue. They never watched him to begin with. I look at it like this. I was telling my friend Mike here on the group on the WhatsApp. I said, listen, if you can't name more than five of his opponents,
You put yourself on mute, Tyrone.
yeah, yeah. Oh no, somebody came in, but I was like, if you can't name more than five of his opponents without using box rec, then you shouldn't be complaining about Gary Russell at all. These guys talking about him right now, complaining that he hasn't fought, are trying to make a big issue out of nothing. They never watched the man to begin with. They don't know his career. They don't do any research. They probably don't even know how he fights because they've never watched him fight. And if they have, it's never been more than two fights. It's crazy. They're weaponizing his situation to push their agenda and their narratives. We've been over this stuff before with him. He refuses to fight bumps. He only fights the guys that he has to fight to keep his belt. The number ones and the mandatories or whatever it is. They don't know any of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. They don't know that Carl Frampton was signed with Al Heyman at one point. They don't know that at all. Carl Frampton and Leo Santa Cruz fought each other twice. Why didn't they fight Gary Russell? They're all signed with the same people. They didn't want to fight him. They turned it down. What can he do? What can Gary Russell do? They're making a big issue out of nothing. Mike, what your 2 cents?
My 2 cents. Um, my 2 cents is like I just don't see why a fighter that you don't care about now all of a sudden you care about.
Thank you.
You know, you know. I can see your point with like not paying attention and like the fights and all that, but mine is just like you don't care about the dude. Like, so why
Exactly.
is it why you didn't care about him yesterday? So why care about him now? And like you said, everybody forget that interview that he had when he said, people are avoiding me and stuff like this. And he basically told all his fans on fucking video that, you know, so you guys want me to go fight some bums, you know, some people that shouldn't even
Is
be
that
in.
what he said? Is that what he said?
No, he didn't say it like that, but
Okay, yeah, but kind of like okay.
basically what you said earlier is like if he was to go and fight a no-name guy, somebody that shouldn't even be in the ring with him, then it'd be another issue.
When is he gonna fight somebody? And then
Yeah,
when he doesn't
when he
fight,
gonna
he
step up.
fights
Yeah,
he's not active enough. You can't do anything with these guys, and they've all popped up around 2020, about 2 years ago now. They've all these guys have come out of woodwork, and they've weaponized it to make money. I was watching USA News. This Coach Malachi Williams guy, I will say his name. He seems like cool, but he's just another guy in the pan. I don't think he really looks at box rec. I don't think he reads articles. I don't think he does any of that stuff. He gets stuff sent to him, and they just kind of generally cover it. I mean, I saw in the comment section, he said in his community post, when will Jamal Charlo fight somebody? You know me. I'm not a fan of the Charlos at all, but Jamal just fought Derevyanchenko like a year and a half ago. How is that? That guy was elite. How's that? How's that? Nobody. Let's just be real. We gotta give it worse too because they don't. Their memories are like literally that of an ant. They don't watch the sport. None of these guys actually sit down and do their homework and watch the sport at all.
pretty much, pretty much, and it's sickening, man. Like,
Very sick.
it always seems like people just do shit like out of spite. Like, oh, people like this. Because like it seems like every time you talk about somebody, a boxer, you have to talk about certain ones. You know what I'm saying? In a derogatory way, or you're gonna be put on the other side of the spectrum. But for somebody to come out and say, these fighters in general need to fight somebody when these fighters going to fight somebody, you know, my main thing is like when these fighters are not fighting, why are they not fighting each other? Is the real question. You got people out here literally running away from top fights. Literally. Because they scared either they're scared of losing or they want some money. All day. You have Canelo, he can fight whoever the hell he wants to. You got all kind of reasons why these fights ain't happening. But it's just like nobody wants to like do their homework. Did he fight anybody? Why not look at BoxRec? Why not look at his stats? You know what I'm saying? And like,
Yo,
and the guy can stand him.
And if you hate him, why are you doing a watch along for his fight? If you have nothing good to say about him, why are you doing a watch along for his fight? Oh, I'm doing it because you need chats, you need donations, and you need membership because you're broke. That's just what it is.
Yep. It is.
They've ruined this. They've ruined this.
Like too many people out here on social media is looking at new ways of getting subs, like creating these zesty ass names for their things and stuff like that. Like, and them, trying to be trendsetters and trying to do this and that. Watching a fucking fight, Gary Russell, like to see how he's gonna match up against this guy that he's about to fight, that he's about to run through. The fuck out of here.
Right.
I wouldn't waste my time.
I mean, they're just trying to use him because it's the only thing going on right now. They're weaponizing his situation for their own benefit, and they think that people don't see that. Maybe the guys that follow them don't see that, but the guys don't follow them or them don't follow anybody to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Wise, it's the whole thing's a total joke. It's ran off guys who actually know their stuff totally off. I don't even portray myself as a boxing fan. I'm not a boxing fan, dude. I'm a fanboy for guys. Pause for certain fighters. Sorry. Pause. But like, if those guys lose, I exit stage left. I become very, very quiet. It's just par for the course. It's just what it is. Now, does that change the fact that I know my boxing? That doesn't change the fact that I know my boxing because I do it just like in school, whatever else. Anything you want to know, you read up on it, you learn about it. You go through BoxRec, you comb articles, you look at tweets, you learn all this info. That should just be standard. But to come on here for some of these guys and portray themselves as boxing fans and push unifications and all of this garbage. I mean, it depends on what the unification is. But then they don't know their boxing. They don't know the sport, or they don't know the opponents. They don't even know how the guy fights like. But they just want to push some of these new age talking points. What's up, Mo Boxing? How you doing, man? I can put a link if you want to jump on. I was just putting it in the chat.
What's good, Mom? Man.
Go ahead, Mike.
It's not just them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not just those guys because we're talking about Gary Russell, so I'm gonna keep it that way.
Yeah.
But it's easier to get subs like that. It's easier to get a couple dollars like that. So, but I couldn't stoop low to do that. That's like me. Worried about making a video, right, about Josh Taylor, right? Knowing now well, I don't even really watch Josh Taylor like that. So
exactly.
I make a video I'm talking about who I think is going to win, but I'm not going to make a video acting like I know the motherfucker.
Right.
You
Right.
know, because that's what these cats is doing. Is like, oh, I know everything about him. I'm watching. See, we had a fight party, so we know pretty much. No, that's not going to tell you everything. It's like, because half these motherfuckers can't even see with their own two eyes. They can't even like see with their own two eyes. What are you looking at when you know what I'm saying? They watching Gary Russell. They're watching like 5 of his fights. Like, what are you looking at? Like, are you just like looking at him throw shots? You're not looking at how he is defensively responsible. You're not looking at how fast can the dude counter. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking at that stuff. Yeah, he ain't that tall and stuff like that. But shit, I'm pretty sure if he rematched Loma, nobody will be talking shit. All this fight, you know what I'm saying? If Loma was to give him a rematch, if Loma was to give him a rematch, if you think it's bad now, Tyrone, you hear me?
He hasn't fought for 2 years, has he?
Yeah, he hasn't fought for 2 years.
I mean, he looks good in training though. But the thing is, we would have seen what he's like in the ring, because you could, the ring and being good in training, that's two different things, right?
Yeah, like I in my opinion, like his last fight, it really showed that he slowed down, but only because I was telling this watcher a while ago, and I told you this, Mike, a while back, probably 2 years ago. I said he's slowed down a bit, and the guys he's fighting are getting stronger, bigger, and younger. Might not be better, because I don't think this. Like, I think Tug is better than this guy he has to fight now. His last fight, the guy is better than he has to fight now. But Gonzalez is better than those two guys, and he fought them 6 years ago. But it's not even so much that. It's just like knowing that is the thing. What I see, and Mo can agree, you guys can agree with me on this. I was just talking about it. Is people using this situation for likes, money, donations, and views, and they don't even know how. They probably never seen Gary Russell fight a day in their life. They probably don't even know how Gary Russell looks like.
No, I mean, not everyone. I wouldn't say everyone, but yeah, some people are doing it for that type of case.
Yeah, like the fact that this guy hasn't fought is a non-issue, because they never watched him to begin with. So they're making a big deal about it now. They're talking about it because there's no other boxing, and it's created this situation.
No, but people have been talking about this guy though. Even last year, like with the Devin Haney situation.
No, Mo, he's talking about certain people.
I'm talking about people. Like certain people are weaponizing his issues. I like Gary Russell. I've liked Gary Russell for a long time. If he doesn't fight for the next 2 or 3 years, it's not going to be crazy. It's not a big deal for me. Maybe he's going through things. Maybe he doesn't. I look at it like this: these boxing guys, the decafs pay the money, and I broke it down to watcher like this last night. This is how these guys get the money if it's not on pay-per-view. The networks put up the money. How do the networks make money? They're not making money off of boxing. They're making money off of Modern Family or any other sitcom or whatever reality TV show that they get. They just draw money from that, bring it to the networks, move it around for the gate, and then they get the money. The hardcores aren't doing anything. If anything, when it comes to pay-per-view, the decafs are the ones paying these.
Are buying it. Yeah, because the decaf, they don't know.
Right.
They don't know how to stream. That's why they come on YouTube channels and say, "Are you showing the fight?
Are you showing the fight?" Yeah.
Well, no.
And then they give up and then they buy it afterwards.
No, hardcore boxing.
Go ahead, Mike.
There's more decafs than there is hardcore boxing fans.
No, overwhelming.
There's plenty of times on my channel. It's like that's what it is. You can see whether or not it's 20,000 people. There's 20,000 people that actually watch boxing. Probably 75% of those guys are probably out of if are hardcore boxing fans, because we're always here. Yeah. But in order for you to have a mega event, you got to have the decafs and the hardcore boxing fans come together like butt cheeks.
The thing is, though, I haven't been on YouTube for the last, I would say for the last couple of days, and the only reason why I came on is because I've seen Tyrone saying like he's gonna go live and all that. So I thought like, you know what, I'm gonna come on because I wasn't my YouTube is been off, and now I turned it on again. But yeah, man, I'm kind of fed up with YouTube. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really enjoying it anymore.
Yeah, you know, me neither. We've all been run off. I mean, the guys who replace us are complete. You know, the channels are retards. You know, oh, what's good, man? L Dub, how you doing, man? The L Dub I can watch. I get on this stream,
yeah,
whenever I can because he keeps it straight, boxing rankings and everything else like that. No drama, no gossip, no nothing like that, and you can get a lot of news. I mean, that's how the people on YouTube should be like L Dub's channel. I think for the
absolutely, yeah, I agree. Yeah, L Dub. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. L Dub, you know, he's supposed to have at least with someone with his knowledge, he's supposed to have like 200,000 K.
Yeah,
like subscribers, and he's supposed to make lots of money with the knowledge that he's got. But unfortunately, that's not how the world works. The world, they want to hear gossip, they want to hear a lot of controversy, a lot of yelling, and that's how you attract. You know, you attract a lot of viewership. You know, it's just how the world works with anything. It's not just boxing; it's about anything in life. You know, people don't want to hear about knowledge.
Yeah, and L Dub probably knows. L Dub for sure knows Gary Russell better than me, and I've never once seen L Dub whine, complain, or cry about. Oh well, Gary Russell hasn't fought in 2 years, and this is what's wrong with boxing. Blah blah blah. L Dub can watch any boxing. L Dub could probably watch two potatoes with arms and gloves and box it out, and he'll be satisfied. I mean, it's in his DNA.
Yeah.
It's in his DNA.
Absolutely, man. I agree with you 100%. Like I said, basically, like people want to hear, you know, I've been on this shit for a while now, for like 2-3 years now, and I've realized, you know, if you're a good shit talker, you'll get somewhere. You don't even have to know the knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, all you need to know is the basics, and that's it.
Yeah, you got to have a niche, man. That's really all it is a niche.
Just the basics. Just the basics. You know that Fury cheated and stuff like that. That's all you need to know.
Learn how to,
and that's it.
Have a little niche, have a little way to get these guys in. Because if you look at all these guys, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. We can hear you, mate.
If you look at all these guys that like just got here, you know, it's always a niche. It's always like the persistent battery of fuckery on social media to get these guys in. You know, a lot of people try to go the debate route. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys beg to be on other people's channels so they can get, you know, a couple extra subs here and there. But those type of desperate ass people are always going to be around. I was talking to my homegirl about a lot of this shit on social media, like these guys, you know, people trying to be social media personalities and stuff like that. And I told her, I was like, you know, there's too many people that want to be famous on social media. You know, just talking about boxing. Just the boxing. I'm talking about people that want to get, you know, some money off of YouTube, basically. You know, that's what I mean by famous, you know, on social media.
You're talking about outside boxing, or you're talking about within boxing?
I said I'm talking about boxing.
Okay.
And when you look at it, you have a dude literally on Twitter, like just antagonizing everybody or commenting on everything or acting like, you know, they're a news outlet. And then going on their live, you're listening to them, they ain't talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't talking about shit. Because ain't nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk
about. I'm not going to lie. I'm like that sometimes. I talk a lot of shit. And sometimes I've got nothing to say. But I'll try to give you guys as much information as I can. But sometimes you can, you know, information is only like, what, a couple of minutes.
Yep.
You know, you can say so-and-so, this is what happened. That's it. You can't do like, no, you know, how much more information can you give? You know what I mean? In 5 minutes, you could say everything. And that's it.
It's like now dudes talking about Canelo and Charlo or Deontay Wilder versus Alexander Usyk in 2022.
Yeah, it's like the fantasy, the fanagers. Basically, managers. There's too many. Like I said, there's too many internet attorneys, internet accountants, and managers going around and boxing. I mean, and a lot of these guys are. I mean, Mike, you told me a long time ago. You said, "Listen, if you want to pay for it, you pay for it. If you don't, you don't watch."
Yeah.
You know, too many guys. It's kind of being entitled. I mean, it's like this, right? Like there's guys who say, "Oh, he should be active all the time." There are plenty of fighters who are active and are broke. How are you gonna sit and help them, push them, help them? So you want them to fight more, right? Pay them. You know, go out, support them. But they won't do that.
Yeah.
I won't do that. That's why I don't complain about it. Because I'm not going to be pushing these guys. Like, you can't say, "Ah, man, so-and-so has to fight so-and-so," or "This guy must fight on the undercard of this fight and do this and do that." Okay. And if they lose, what are you going to do to help them? How are you going to help them rebuild? Are you going to put money in their pocket? I mean, Mo, we were talking about how it's basically, especially at a top level, you can't afford to lose, dude. You can't afford to lose in this day and age.
Once you lose without no fan base, then unfortunately, you know, you're not gonna make a lot of money. And at the same time, the broadcasters ain't gonna call you up.
Yep.
So even it's not even a loss. For example, is that the guy Steven the Big Shot?
Yeah,
like,
Big Shot. Yeah,
he's undefeated, yeah. But unfortunately, his last fight, he didn't knock the dude out. So now it's hard for him to get the fights. But luckily, you know, he was saying the other day that he's going to be fighting on Top Rank show. So he really needs that knockout. Whoever he's fighting next, he has to knock that person out. If he doesn't, unfortunately, they're not gonna call you out again, and promoters are not gonna want to work with you no more.
And you saw my comment I made on that about Gerald Washington. I mean, Gerald Washington seems the sweetest, nicest guy, but there's absolutely no excuse for him to be getting paid $250K, $200K. I mean, Deontay, $500K. You know, for some of these fights, just to get stomped out and knocked out.
Washington, you have to remember, he's got a name. And once you fight like somebody like Deontay Wilder, for example, if I fought Deontay Wilder and I get knocked out, whether it is the first round or the 10th round, my name be big.
Mo, he does not have a name.
No, but what Mo's saying is he's in the PBC fold in that he'll be up there as an opponent and get paid good money to get rocked.
Yeah. He was in the PBC fold before that. What happens happens before he fought Wilder. But what happens is that each one of these promotional brands have people just like that, taking multiple fucking L's but still getting paid. That's their you know, what you call that? That's their stock. You know, their
stock opponent, their default bum, their plan.
Yeah. Like, remember what the dude said? The matchmaker back in the day said how they used to cheat.
Yeah.
And if cheat on fights, he was like, no. It's like, we don't do it like that. It's like if I know he wants a guy to lay down, I'd be like, yeah, I got a guy. But I wouldn't say to the. He said he wouldn't say to the guy that this guy's going to take a dive. He'd just tell him, it's like, yeah, I got a guy for you.
Income Gerald Washington type figure.
And that's what he did. Put his fucking back on the ropes. I told you, like, he loves the ropes.
The thing is, I just want to make an example. Okay, you know, for example, Gerald Washington,
yeah,
he keeps taking L, but he'll get called up because he's being used as a journeyman, as stepping stone.
Exactly.
Well, somebody like a Big Shot, that guy, they're not gonna call him because he's a risky fighter. So he will beat you, but he might not knock you out. So he might ruin the prospect.
Yeah.
No, so
that dude's gonna keep.
So that's why they're not calling a guy like that. But at the same time, they can't build this guy because he's not knocking people out left, right, center. Although he is knocking people out, but the knockout for these TV broadcasters is not good enough for them. They want to see highlight knockout all the time.
Mo,
especially in the beginning of your career.
Mo, he's going to continue to get fights. I'm telling you, knockout or not. If you
so
look,
you're talking about Shaw. You're talking about Shaw.
yeah, if you look at boxing, and you look around from heavyweights and all around, see how many knockouts people got.
Mm-hmm. No, but listen, you don't understand what I'm trying to say to you though. Nobody is gonna call a guy like that for a prospect that you're trying to build.
No,
they
it
will
don't
call
matter.
Gerard Washington more than they will call Stephen Shaw.
Dude, what's it? Jermaine Franklin? How many knockouts did he have? He was all over TV.
That's what I'm saying. But they're not gonna call him for the for
no,
a prospect.
They're not calling him back because the motherfucker is not training.
Okay.
Well,
you know, it's a risk.
You got inside info on Frank.
Yeah, but they don't. Yeah, but they don't want to risk him. For example, like Frank Warren is not gonna call Big Show, for example, for Daniel Dubois because he might be a bit risky. You know, or another thing like Bob Arum might not call him for Jared Anderson because you never know. Why would you call out one Ezekiel's outbox?
Knocked out. So what are you talking about? You don't got to worry about Jared Anderson getting knocked out. He can't knock nobody out. That's a good fight.
But from what I heard last time in the interview, I don't know how much truth there was in there, but it was on K-Ross channel. He said that he's fighting he might be fighting Guido Viniela. Well, that's going to be a good fight because that guy was supposed to be a great prospect.
Yeah, that Guido Viniela.
But I'm not sure though, like if that's going to happen. And Big Show. He needs to knock people out. If he doesn't do that, this is his early stage of his career. If you don't do stuff like that, like promoters don't want to work with you. It's just how boxing is. It's brutal.
Like I said, who the fuck Jermaine Franklin knock out?
When's the last time he was on TV?
Well, yes, or Jerry Forrest or Pavel Sauer. That guy the Pavel Sauer guy has got more fights than Jermaine Franklin.
Damn,
he's been losing. Literally, he fought Jermaine Franklin 14-1. Since then, he's lost another 5 times with a couple.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying because he's losing. If you're losing, then they will call you. Yeah.
No, Jermaine Franklin didn't lose.
No, but the other guy that lost is getting phone calls, right?
No, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about this. These people are going to call you when they need you. See what I'm saying? And you have to put it in perspective. Like, not all these guys are going to be able to knock people out. And Jermaine Franklin ain't knocked that many people out.
No, he's like 20-0, 13 KOs.
See?
Yeah, but they will see the weakness. Okay, they'll see that this guy's a bit wild. And Didn't White was trying to cherry pick him not long ago. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah. Mo, everybody has a weakness, bruh. It's like all this shit is excuse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All it is excuse. You know, if you want to say you're not getting no fights because you ain't getting no knockouts, that ain't nothing but a fucking cop out. You're not getting any fights probably because you fucking suck.
For example, somebody like Michael Coffey, okay? That was supposed to be a big prospect. Yeah? He was supposed to beat Rice. But that was his downfall. And that was all she wrote. His career is practically done. Unless they're going to want to use him as a stepping stone, like a journeyman kind of type of guy.
No, that's all he can do right now. He's 35, 36 years old.
Become a journeyman.
He's in the
well, that's essentially what he is. But the thing about it is that
no. But he never used to be like that. But now he will become like a journeyman. But he was not like that. He was supposed to be a prospect.
I don't care what he becomes, but he's still gonna entertain fans on TV.
He will get fights. Yeah, he will get fights. He will get fights. He will get fights, and he'll make at least like $100,000 to $200,000 a fight. So that's still decent. He'll still be making money, Michael Coffey, because now they can see that Michael Coffey. Now they know they can't build him the way they want to, but at the same time, they will use him as a stepping stone. So he'll still get paid. So he's better off than the guy Stephen Shaw that I was talking about. He's way better off. Michael Coffey, even though he lost twice, he's still way better off. So everybody will call him. Eddie Hearn will call him. Bob Arum will call him. Al Heyman will use him. Everybody will use somebody like Michael Coffey, and he'll get paid while he's getting used. But like somebody like Stephen Shaw, no one's gonna call him because he's winning, but he's not winning the way they want him to win.
Okay. Just letting you know. It ain't because of that. It ain't because of how he's winning.
Okay, but so you telling me now they will call him for somebody like let's say like somebody like not Tyson Fury, like someone like a prospect. There's not many prospects out these days, is it? I said Gerald Anderson, and you said they will call him for Gerald Anderson, which I kind of doubt it, because
No,
if he
I didn't
beats,
say that.
okay, but what I'm saying is like, who are they going to call him for? Maybe someone like Jonathan Rice. The undercard.
Look. I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
These prospects that you're talking about, they're not the only ones that's fighting on these fight cards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's always some new names on there, new name opponents and stuff like that's over there. There's all these promotional brands. You have fucking MTK Global with a new name in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Like, only thing I'm saying is he's going to get a fight, but the comment on how he's been winning fights, nah, that ain't the reason why. It's something else. Either they can't market them, as they already have too much stuff going on. But I don't think it has anything to do with how his performance is in the ring. A win is a win.
And another thing as well, marketing. Yeah, you're right, spot on. Because marketing, and it's hard to market a lot of the fighters these days. Because they're not really looking in good shape. Like for example, I'm going back to AJ again. Like AJ, he was somebody that you can market easily because he was built like a rock. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was fully muscly, and he was knocking people out. Like, even though it was journeymans that he was knocking out. Yeah. So somebody like that you can easily market. But like somebody like going back to Steven Shaw, like, even though I respect the guy, like previously in his last fights, when you look at him, he looked out of shape. But now I'm getting told that he's looking in good shape. So it's all about that. You have to be in good shape as well, man. You can't just be out of shape and going the distance with fires. So a lot of people no one wants to like promote you, man. It's a sad world out there in boxing. You need to knock people out. You need to be a monster.
Yeah, it's probably because they look at him, they don't see that he's the goods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like there could be all multiple reasons, but I guarantee you it has nothing to do with how he's winning those fights.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, sorry, knockouts. Him not getting knockouts. I highly doubt it. This is the thing. This is the thing, Mo.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're gonna tell a fan that, hey man, this dude got 20 fights and 20 KOs.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's cool, that's nice. Because I know now probably 90% of those dudes were bums. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could go ahead and knock out all these dudes all you want to, but who were they? Like, who were these guys?
Yeah, but what I wanna say is that Deontay when he was coming out, yeah, he was knocking out a lot of people out, yeah. I think especially he was knocking them out in the first round. They need somebody like that now. Back then, they kind of overlooked Deontay, but like if they can get somebody like that now, even if they're bumped, knocking somebody out in the first round or even win by a knockout, somebody like that now, like for example, if Deontay was coming out in this era round, they'll market him straight away. I don't know who was in charge back then, but like I don't know why he didn't get the shine that he deserved, because nowadays they want to see somebody get knocked out.
I don't think they would have.
No. In today's era, now in 2022, I'm telling you now, if somebody like that was like a beast and they were knocking people out, look how they like raving behind Gerald Anderson. Gerald Anderson is knocking people out. They love him.
Yeah,
and he's getting noticed and people are talking about him.
No, he's getting noted by who?
By everybody.
No, not by me. Not, and everybody know that he fought a bum.
Yeah, that's
his last fight. Okay, his last fight, the guy wasn't impressive, but the fight before that, he fought Kingsley Bay. Kingsley Bay is not a bum. Kingsley Bay won the distance against Guido Vaniella.
And he wasn't shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you have to look at Gerald Anderson. He's improving every day. I'm not a big fan of the guy, like, outside boxing. I don't like the way he behaves, but at the same time, when he's in the ring, he's he's doing the right thing, what people want to see. He breaks down their body, then he goes to the head.
He didn't improve at that. I mean, he does it every fight. I mean, it just. But
the point I'm trying to make is that the guy he's showing me skills, right? That is the goods. everything he does. Like, you know, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of him outside boxing, but when he's in the ring, he is the goods. You don't have to like him, you know. When he's outside, but when he's in the ring, he's showing you that he's the goods. At the age of what is he? 21 years old? 20?
He's not showing nobody. He's not showing nobody the goods until he actually fights somebody.
Okay, who do you want him to fight then? Go on, tell me.
I don't care who he fights, just somebody. Not these guys, but I understand they gotta build his
how many
little
fights did he
career.
have so far? He only had like what, 7 fights, 8 fights?
Yeah, I understand that they have to build him as a fighter before they do that. But like I said, he's gonna have to fight somebody. When they say somebody, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody that can actually get up in him as well. Because right now, the guys he's fighting, you can't even gauge him.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. Yeah, I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna actually call it now. In about 2 years from now, yeah, Gerard Anderson is gonna have so much fans. You Tyrone, you listen.
I literally hope not, dude. The guy is garbage.
I'm not gonna lie to you, but you know, in 2 years from now, yeah, Gerard Anderson, yeah, you watch the amount of videos that people are gonna make about him. He's gonna do like mad views. Mad views. And now, you know, now he ain't doing no views, yeah. Even when he goes on Instagram, yeah, barely anybody like watches him. He's like a nobody right now. But in about a couple of years' time, you watch, he will become a massive name. And I call it.
Okay. You would have better off saying
trust me on that one. Trust me.
But okay.
He's 20, what is he, 21 years old now? 21 years old, you know?
He's 22, but he tells everybody he's 20.
Why? Okay, well, on his box rec, what does it say?
22.
Oh shit, he's gone old, man.
He's only 22, man. Like I said,
I'm saying that from what I knew, like I remember, I knew him. Like I knew of him. I mean, I don't know the guy, but I knew of him when he was 19 years old. Now he's fucking 22. Wow.
Yeah, I know him a while back because I passed by him a few times in passing when I used to live in Toledo. But anyways,
you used to go past him.
Yeah, I was in Toledo last. I was there when I came back, so I was there Monday.
Okay, like, are you like quite shocked how he transformed from a small geezer and now he's like quite big?
No, that's what happens.
I would say he's even bigger than AJ the way he looks like. It's quite. But
you have to understand, like the dude's naturally going to be a big dude. You know what I'm saying? All he had to do was fucking eat, become an adult, eat, and work out. That's the reason why he doesn't have all those tight ass fucking muscles and shit. Because
he's not like I wouldn't say like he's robotic. Like like I'm not saying exactly AJ is robotic.
No,
I'm not gonna go
I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying that either. What I've said was that's the reason why when you look at Anderson's muscles, he was always going to be a natural big guy. Big guy. Anthony Joshua had to pump weights. Anthony Joshua had to take artificial muscle intelligence. See what I'm saying? You didn't see how skinny AJ used to be?
I seen how skinny he used to be. Look how skinny Anderson used to be.
And so, but look at
in less than 6 months.
Okay,
listen,
let's go back. Let's go back.
A year ago, Anderson was skinny, and now he's huge.
Hold up. Anthony Joshua looked like a fucking crackhead.
Bro, that was when he was 18. You looked at old video when he fought against like Dillian White and all that.
Yeah.
We're talking about what about when he was a pro?
Yeah. Oh no. I'm not talking about when he was a pro.
Okay, well, but even in the Olympics, he was bigger.
Man, look. What I'm saying is that Jared Anderson was always going to be a natural big guy. See what I'm saying? The dude is 18, you're still growing. You see what I'm saying? When you're 15, you get like when you're 12, 13 years old, you get like a little growth spurt. You get a little older, you get another little growth spurt. You become an adult, you get another growth spurt. Anthony Joshua had to pump weights and take and ingest artificial muscle intelligence to get that big. That's the reason why his muscles are.
Mike, you're hating, man.
Oh my God! How the fuck is it hating?
You're hating, bro. You're hating.
I'm not hating. I'm not hating. It's a fact.
No, I don't care, man. If you hate,
right.
you don't hate.
No,
You know
I'm
what?
not
These
hating.
guys are
I'm
celebrities.
speaking
These guys
facts.
are. Listen, it's 2022. You know, these guys are celebrities. They're rich people. I don't need to defend somebody like
Turn
Anthony
everything
Joshua.
into fucking celebrity.
You know, I mean, he is celebrity in the UK. You know,
Not over here.
everybody,
Over here, that's
everybody
where it
knows.
counts.
Everybody knows him. And Anthony Joshua right now, he's like. Anthony Joshua, I don't know why he hasn't made the most out of his celebrity status in the UK. He could have easily talked to somebody on the TV from Hollywood. He could have been in a couple of movies, and then that's it. He's a superstar in America as well. I don't know why they didn't do that.
No, that ain't how it works.
Bro, that's how it works, man. Look at The Rock.
No, don't nobody
Look
give
at The
a
Rock.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Bro, that is how it works. Bro,
No.
everybody sees his movie, that's it. Look at The Rock.
Prograde was in the movie.
Who?
Regis Prograde was in the movie.
Yeah, but Regis Prograde, he's like super light heavyweight, like somebody like that. No one is interested.
What movie?
Deontay Wilder was in a TV show.
No, but I'm talking about movies.
Yeah, you mean Wags Atlanta? That was a disaster.
No, it was not Wags. It was actually TV shows, not Wags.
Yeah, but TV show, what's that? No, but a TV show is not the same as a movie. We need a movie that's Too Fast, Too Furious. No. For example, if AJ is in Too Fast, Too Furious, listen,
you can't
listen to me. You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me, bro.
It works over here, Mo.
No. I will tell you how it works up there, even though I'm not there. Let me tell you something, yeah?
No, you can't. No, you can't.
No, I will. You know what? Hear me out. At least, okay, hear me out.
No,
hear me out.
It don't work like that, bruh.
No, but hear me out.
Okay. These cats that's been in movies over here. Don't nobody.
Okay, but you're talking about something that the majority don't watch.
Dude, you know? There's people literally in movies and TV shows and all this shit all the time. Don't nobody give a fuck about them.
Let me make an example. Let me make it valid. Story. Okay, hear me out though, bro. Innit? Like we can't talk over each other like this, man. Please hear me out.
I mean, I can do it all day.
Yeah, hear me out, bro, man. Come on, man. Listen, I'm saying to you, yeah, if he's in Too Fast, Too Furious, yeah, with Vin Diesel, yeah, with AJ, are you telling me now, yeah, the whole world's gonna fucking watch him? America's gonna watch him. Europe's gonna watch him. Africa's gonna watch him. Yeah, my God. Even if Wilder was in Too Fast, Too Furious, that's like that movie is everybody likes Too Fast, Too Furious.
No, let me say it again.
Like, and I'm right as well. Anybody that's in there, they become a celebrity instantly.
Mo, let me say it again.
Oh, he's a boxer. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, let me watch it. Let me buy his fights.
Mo, stop talking. Let me get in. You don't know how it works over here. You don't know how we think up over here. And
I've just explained to you how the world works.
Don't nobody give a fuck about boxing up over here, Mo. And that's the reason why these pay-per-views keeps getting lower and lower and lower and lower. Don't nobody give a fuck.
All right, how much? Okay, what did they do then, Wilder and Fury in the last fight? What was the reported numbers?
That's one fight out of how many?
600K supposedly.
That's one fight out of how many?
And what about Canelo? What did he do then?
800 supposedly.
That's one fight out of how many?
But then, you know, like when you look at the numbers of like Bud and the Ortiz fight, that was like ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was like, what did they do? Apparently, it was 25K, but then some people are saying it's 10K.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
See what I'm saying? It's like nobody watch boxing like that over here anymore. UFC, look at their pay-per-view numbers.
They do big numbers, innit? What's their average numbers weekly?
Better than boxing?
Better than boxing.
What is it? Are they hitting the million every week? Or whenever?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but it's better than boxing.
And then and you know what, yeah? Like that the people that fight in UFC, yeah, they're not like massive superstars. But they're
not.
But for some reason, and they don't even get the money that they deserve. Dana White is getting all the money in it. You know? But again,
let me tell you something. This is how Nate Diaz literally walks the street by himself.
Yeah.
With no security. Goes to bars by himself. No security. Him and his brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody know him, but nobody's fucking going out of their way for people like that over here. Unless
Yeah,
you're
but what
LeBron
about wrestling?
James.
How come wrestling, the WWE, they're more famous? Like Hulk Hogan won't be walking around the street by himself like that.
Oh, I give okay. There you go, right there.
Yeah,
Tyson Fury went up over there to WWE, and what
yeah,
did it get him? Nothing.
that's true. But I think it was just the one fight though, wasn't it?
No, no, he's thinking about doing it again. No, that's the thing.
And no,
You
wait,
see,
and that happened. Actually, that didn't happen in the States. That fight took place, I think
no,
I think in Saudi.
it don't matter where it happened. Everybody over here was watching. All these little kids was watching.
Yeah, but he ain't. The people be like, oh yeah, you know when people were watching that, they're like, oh, you know what? F that, like, oh, it's just a stupid boxer, you know.
No, like no, because
They
we
didn't
don't
really took it serious, innit?
no, because we don't like boxing fell off. That's all it is. It's
Oh, they
like
don't like the way.
you
Oh,
can't
they,
just you can't just be a boxer and just show up somewhere and then expect people to gravitate to you. Like you have to been establish yourself first. See what I'm saying? You would have had to establish yourself.
what about Jake Paul?
Don't nobody only there's a whole bunch of fucking kids.
Oh yeah, and anyway, from what I heard, his last fight, it was bullshit, innit? He didn't even do a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
What was it, Tyrone? Do you
Dude,
remember what it was?
it bombed out. Apparently, like his
100,000 or something.
51K. Apparently, it like
51K.
just
That's
totally
embarrassing, man.
fell flat on his face. I mean, you can only weaponize the decafs for so low.
Yeah, but he got at least. You know what though? He fucked over Showtime though because they gave him money up front.
No, he didn't.
Did they not do that?
They
Look,
knew what they were getting.
look, man. Look, no matter what, they got their money fucking back. You think Showtime is going to give somebody money, right, to put on a fight and not expect to get their money back and some?
Yeah, but look at Canelo though. They gave my man's like 40 million up front. Why would they do that though? Like,
who gave him 40 million up front?
Showtime, innit? Like, not whoever platform, but the BBC, like, like
yeah,
they gave,
and they're going to get their money back.
Did they?
They're going to get their money back.
They said apparently they made some sort of a profit. They made a little bit of a profit.
Little bit of prophecy. Canelo was the winner in there.
Look, nobody. You're not going to sign a deal with somebody.
Yeah.
For free. They're giving you 40 mil so they can make 40 mil plus.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like they're going to get their money out of his ass.
Yeah, but that was no. But Canelo was smart though. Like he was like, give me this money, whatever I'm not sure if it was 30 million or 40 million. Yeah, but he did say like, oh, give it to me up front, and that's why it took a while, to make the fight. But eventually they gave him, and he got the money. And in the end, it did work out for both parties. But guess what? If the numbers was low, he would have walked away with 40 million, and the BBC would have lost out. But luckily for them, they didn't lose out
because you have to understand. It's just if a fight happens in the United States, right?
Yeah.
It's just not that money from the United States for broadcasting. It's fucking all over the world because they have the rights to air that fight.
Oh,
they have the rights
to
play that fight and divvy out these contracts.
Right.
So they got their fucking money back.
Right.
Because these fighters can't get the network equipment, the satellites, all this stuff, the microphones, the video cameras. They don't know all that shit. So that's the reason why they have to go to these broadcasters, to PBC, the Top Rank, the Fish Eyes, and all these guys, because they're the ones with the setup. They're the ones who know who to call.
Mm-hmm.
And all you got to do is just show up. And yeah, they get their money back, man. Ain't nobody, and you got to think about it though. It's like, whether or not it's Fox, BT, or whoever it is, they've been around for a long time. They have lawyers, and I'm pretty sure they have some heavy hitters.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. But like you said, yeah, they got their money back. So those numbers was only like American numbers, wasn't it? It wasn't just It wasn't the whole world. So yeah, you're probably right. They would have got their money back because obviously everybody's going to be watching the Canelo fight. You know, for example, like if Deontay Wilder's fighting or any other big names and all that. But
Yeah. Well, so when you see those DAZN numbers when they do decent, that's the
yeah.
reason why they put the whole world and wrap it into one number.
Oh, but they never kind of reported though with the zone in it. They kind of like
Yeah. They
keep it
reported,
private.
I believe they reported one, and they said
Yeah,
it did 1
yeah.
million worldwide.
Nah, that's disgrace, man. If it's 1 million worldwide like that, that's definitely not good enough because
Yeah, it is.
no, yeah, it's in certain aspect. But if you're looking at like the Wilder Fury free fight, if that was only like 600,000 in America, and then obviously
Mm.
you're talking about the UK done probably at like a million, about a million or something like that. Anyway, UK is always doing a million, like so then you got like the rest of Europe as well, and other places in the world. So if you combine that together, like they got their money back, more than their money back. So everybody's happy.
Yeah,
But
but
like when you say a million for the zone for the whole world, though, that's kind of
yeah,
it's
but you have to
yeah,
understand. It's like $9 million.
yeah,
Because that was, you see what I'm saying? And
yeah.
so that's when you can go back into and said maybe that's the reason why people were saying they were losing money
Hmm.
on Canelo, because you was paying the man 34 million.
Yeah, in a way, like the gamble worked because obviously the BBC, they knew like this fight wasn't just going to be broadcasted in America. It would have been broadcasted all over the world. So, and they kind of knew like at least the numbers in America would be like 500,000, like minimal. So, it done about 800,000. So it's a win-win anyway inside America alone. So then, obviously, if you conclude the whole world with it, it's kind of worth it for to offer him that 40 million. But if somebody like, let's say Charlo, if he demanded that type of money, they will say no to him because they're
Well,
not sure if they can get that type of money back.
with the zone, that'd be they also wouldn't get them because they don't know the market over here.
Yeah,
Everybody on the zone that's in charge of promoting these fighters ain't from America. Not one of them.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And you can't just promote fighters by lying to the public on social media and buying bots and shit like that. You
yeah.
know, you got to actually get your fighters to connect to real people. You know,
And they're
and
not doing that though.
the way Floyd Mayweather did it was by going on those little behind the scene. He was on, behind the scene leading up to the fights. Follow him around like kind of like Hard Knocks. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Follow him around for a few days, and
Yeah,
that's when he start really getting big because that's when you see the the jewelry, the money, the cars, and all that stuff. That's how people started to get introduced with Floyd. See what I'm
and then
saying?
start hating him.
It wasn't Floyd. It was the TV series they used to throw on
Yeah,
ESPN or something like that. I think it was ESPN, and and that's what they got to do with these fighters. They got to find something for them, and if not, there's not one formula to make a guy famous either because it ain't gonna
yeah.
work for everybody.
And again, they hated him as well. So the hate obviously sells as well. So that's why like a lot of people wanted them to lose. So then they were always tuning in. And back then, this streaming website that we use, the crack streams, the VIPs, those didn't kind of wasn't really popular. They did kind of exist, but it was under the radar. But nowadays, like they had to buy the Floyd fights. But if Floyd was fighting now in this era, I don't think the numbers is going downhill as you can tell. But back then, yeah, like 5, 6, 7 years ago, like they had to buy it. They had to buy it. They really want to see the fight. They want him to lose.
Nah,
And
I mean, I don't. It
fortunately, he
was a
hasn't lost.
mixture. It was just a mixture. Like the media
Yeah,
wanted him to lose, and some Mexicans wanted him to lose. That was pretty much about it. You know what I'm saying? Like black folks wanted him to win.
yeah,
So you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, people that keep saying that stuff, but black folks wanted him to win. We all knew he was like a little bit arrogant and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I just took it as that he's just selling himself,
yeah.
you
No, but
know?
the thing is though, like when it comes to boxing, that's the only sport that that's a lot like with race. Like, but when it comes to boxing, it's all about race. So if you're black and a black fighter is fighting, you know automatically root for that black fighter. You don't want him to lose. You know, it's just the instant thing will come into your head. You know, and people don't want to admit that, but they don't like to admit that. Like, so white people will say like, "Oh, I don't see color" and stuff like that. But then when you ask them who you're rooting for, when Fury and Wilder was fighting, they will tell you that, "Oh no, I'm rooting for Fury." They were saying, yeah.
Well,
And then those same people will tell you like, "Oh, I'm not racist," or "I don't see no color." So why is it that I can't find one white person that's rooting for for Deontay Wilder? You know, then you start understanding like, okay, all right, you know, yeah, it
no,
is what it is.
I mean, I don't think boxing. You know, I'll put it to you like this: boxing is
Yeah,
about race when boxing makes it about race. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
When you have these news outlets, the first thing they do is bring up race with Charlo, and the reason why they brought it up because that's how you that's Tyrone said. That's how you weaponize. See what I'm
yeah,
saying? That's how you weaponize the article to get
yeah,
people to look into it. That's how you
yeah,
weaponize the audacity of
yeah,
Terrence Crawford to sue somebody and to claim that somebody is racist. Let's
yeah,
see that's the problem with a lot of folks. Like there's nothing wrong with rooting for somebody that looks like you. See what I'm saying? And and a lot of people get that mixed up. You know, the problem is, you know, at some point in time, you know, when you see racism and stuff like that, sometimes you got to sit back and look at it for what it is. Because if you're used to always seeing something a certain way, or you're used to seeing something like racist shit, eventually what you're going to come into is that you're going to just start calling everything racist and not even really analyze and
yeah,
stuff like that. That when things ain't racist, it's just what it is because you've been seeing it for so long.
yeah,
Like now it's just natural.
yeah, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, there's, you know, like for example, like soccer, that's like probably like the number one racist sport in the world, but at the same time, every you know soccer team, or should I say football, yeah, got a black player there and white player, so they're all mixed, you know. But at the same time, the fans are could be racist. But when it comes to boxing, though, like it's an individual sport, so some people will be, you know, if you're black, not all, but like I've seen some black people, they, you know, they were rooting for Tyson Fury, and I've seen some white people, they were rooting for Deontay Wilder. But the majority, like they're voting for the one that looks like them. So, I mean, I want to one day, like I want to see a world that people can just root for the guy that they like, you know, and get this racism thing out of the way. But I think it's going to be a long time before that happens. I think
I
which is
don't know
sad
if it
thing.
was racism or not. You know, but if you listen to what I said, basically what I'm saying is that everything ain't fucking about race, man, and it's definitely it's not. Everything ain't. And I don't think Deontay Wilder fighting Tyson Fury. I don't think majority of the people that picked Tyson Fury to win was about race. I think really what about it was that they heard from somebody else that Wilder can't box. They
Yeah,
heard from somebody else that Wilder is this, Wilder is that. And so what they did was they went with the masses.
yeah,
They didn't go with
yeah,
they didn't go
yeah,
to they didn't go to the unpopular route, which is to
yeah,
pick Deontay Wilder to win. They didn't go the unpopular route. See what
yeah,
I'm saying? They went with what the popular route was, which is the
yeah.
easy way.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, absolutely, Derek Bailey. Yeah, yeah. It's never gonna happen, and unfortunately, it's not gonna be in our lifetime. I'm 35 years old, so I don't think we're ever gonna see that happening. That, you know, the race is gonna stay in the sport, like you said. Yeah, the articles and all the other people spewing all this bullshit and all that. You know, but I just say, like, you know, like for example, the UK, I don't know, it's slightly a little bit ahead, because like when AJ fights, like there's a lot of white people that root for AJ. You know, they like AJ more than they like Tyson Fury, even though Tyson Fury has been a pro way before AJ. So it could happen, but like it's not popular. It's not popular demand, and I hope like the whole world can be like that, you know. But unfortunately, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. And Derek Bailey
That's
in the
how it
canvas,
is.
what's happening?
Yeah, salute to everybody, man. Salute to everybody. We're just chopping it up, you know. We're not arguing, guys. You
Was that
know,
Tyrone?
Yeah. I just started saying something, but
we don't argue or anything like that. We just, discussing like grown man. Even though Mike always wants to argue.
I'm not arguing. It's like the shit is just silly. A lot of the shit is just silly, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I just don't see it the way. That's not arguing. Well, you could
Yeah,
call it.
I know. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, man. Russell. Has he got a tough fight tonight? Absolutely, man. But the guy he's fighting against, he's got power. But other than that, I don't think he's got the technical side of aspect that I think I don't think he's going to beat Russell at all. But hopefully Russell, he fights really good. He gets that knockout, but I kind of doubt it. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, if he wins, are the guys on on his network, his side of the street, going to fight him? Probably not. Is that going to change what's been going on? Is something going to give? Probably not. I mean, listen, in 2018, he got paid $1.5 million about to fight Jojo Diaz. So just going off of that,
yeah,
it's more than enough for him to not have to fight for for a while. So,
but Tyrone, like, remember I was saying, it's like the dude might as well just move up, man.
But he'll be in. He's in a bad situation because he's undersized. Like when I hear him talk about to fight Devin,
how short is he?
Or Tank, he's about
he's 5'5", isn't he?
So he's 5'4". Yeah. So he's probably really 5'3".
Yeah,
he doesn't work hard for his weight.
But Tank Davis like what 5'7",
5'5", isn't it?
5'5", probably 5'6".
I mean, that's not. I mean, yeah, he might as well just go and move up.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tank Davis got that power though.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you got the power or not. Can you call yourself good? You say you could box. You say you could do that, this and that. Clearly,
Gary Russell has to be like 34 now. I know he's younger than Deontay.
Yeah.
Isn't he the longest reigning champ in boxing right now?
I think Gary is.
I think he is. He is, yeah. He has to be.
But he ain't got them what you call them things. He ain't he ain't got that many fights. So he title defenses. There we go.
This will be his 6th.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So hang on. So when was the last time he fought? 2 years ago.
He fought Tugny MBR on Showtime main event, February 20, whatever.
Well, sorry. He would have had 10 title defenses. Yeah, you're right.
If BoxRec says they're 5'4.5" or 5'5", usually minus about 1.5 inches or 2 inches.
Yeah.
Like they say, I think is probably as big as what they said he is Jared Hurd, because I met Jared Hurd and he's almost as tall as me.
How tall are you?
6'1", and he's about that. So.
And where's he measured in BoxRec? 6'2"?
On BoxRec it says he's 6'1", so they're on the money about it. But like something like Dillian White is 6'4". Dillian White, I know, is not 6'4". He's probably 6'2".
Yeah, he's about 6'2", because when you look at AJ, like AJ is way taller than Dillian White.
Yeah.
And then on BoxRec it says like he's 6'4".
No.
Which doesn't make sense, because that's like 2 inches. No way.
Yeah, no way.
You can see the size difference. And you know what, AJ, they say he's 6'6", but when he was like when he stood next to Dominic Brazil, Dominic Brazil was supposed to be 6'9", it looked like Dominic Brazil wasn't that much taller than AJ. And like I don't know, man. I don't know. BoxRec is kind of messed up sometimes, but he was like, I reckon, like AJ, Fury, Wilder. I reckon they're all not far from each other. So around the same size, I reckon.
BoxRec for the longest time. I don't know if I have a picture of it. I have to find it, but for the longest time they had confused Castano's height. They listed Castano as 6'1". For the longest time, they didn't change it until right before his fight with Lara that he was
What is he
actually
now?
7.
5'7".
Yeah, they listed him. They confused him with somebody else.
Wow.
They listed him as 6'1" until March 2020, right? That's when he fought Lara. No,
Unfortunately,
he fought March 2019. He fought Lara.
Unfortunately, this is the people that many people believe, and these people got a lot of credibility, and
Yeah.
people shouldn't take them serious. Like, you as a YouTuber, like, you know more than these guys on BoxRec, Tyrone. So yeah, and this is the thing. Like, someone watching on BoxRec will be like, "Oh well, you're lying. BoxRec says this, BoxRec," But I don't think they're that much of an expert, really.
They're just given information by people, and they just put it into their system. Really, it's up to the people ringside and things like that to actually count. Like, people said that Lubin was knocked down in his comeback fight after he lost to Charlo by that Silverio Ortiz guy who's like a stock 154 journeyman. They say he was knocked down, but that's not on BoxRec. But people at the fight said he was knocked down, so you don't know who to believe. Tabiti, L-Dub was just in here. Andrew Tabiti finally fought after he got, after he lost to Dorticos, right? Yeah. And on BoxRec, I don't think you find that he won, but it doesn't say he was dropped. L-Dub saw him drop. L-Dub saw it live that he was dropped, and that's not on BoxRec. So it's like they give him what maybe all these guys were dropped early, but nobody knows.
I mean, if they're high profile, like, for example, they talk about, like, with Deontay and Sconier, Harold Sconier, even though there's no footage there, there's like one or two weird pictures on the internet. Yeah. If you haven't watched it, I'm not gonna lie, and I haven't watched that fight, but I heard about it.
It's not on YouTube. You can't find it. All I know.
Did you watch it?
No, I never watched it. I know Dougie Fisher from Ring. Yeah. He said a couple years ago he was watching it live. He was front row. He said
and that happened.
It was a shot behind the ear, and he was badly, badly hurt.
Okay, but he recovered, and they knocked him out.
The worst he's seen him hurt, even more than now. Even
his last Ortiz.
Even worse than that. That was the worst time he's ever seen him hurt. He said even worse than.
Yeah, but how did he recover?
What?
How did he recover?
He was just able to hold. He did the same shit he always does. He holds on.
Yeah, but the thing is, now I think back then he wasn't breaking his hand. Now his hand, he's getting older now, so his bones is obviously getting softer. Now he's breaking his hand. Once you break your hand, that right hand goes. That's the thing. Back then, he even though he was knocked down, he still had his right hand. It wasn't broken. And that was the difference between the fight with Fury and all that. Because I believe if he still had that right hand, he could have knocked him out, but he broke his hand, though.
Yeah, he could have. I mean, it's like, yeah, man, there's a lot left to be desired.
And he's older now, so people have to remember, the older you get, like, the older you get, the weaker you'll become. You're a human being, at the end of the day. You're never going to be the same. Like, a lot of people were saying that, oh, he's going to do the job in the first round. And I was saying, no, hold your horses. I picked Deontay to win, but I was saying, like, maybe 6th or 7th. I wasn't thinking, oh, it's going to be straightforward. But a lot of people were like, oh, no, he's going to do the job in the first round. No, 3. And obviously Malik Scott was saying, like, surgical and all that sort of stuff with it in the 5th round. So, but look, I was saying to myself, look, this is going to be a tough fight. And, but I thought he was going to get the job done within 7, but unfortunately he broke his hand in the 4th round.
And the only thing Malik Scott was surgical with was his damn mouth.
He said, listen, he said that he didn't listen, yeah? But the thing is that once he didn't listen, this is going forward, like if he doesn't listen to you, like Malik Scott said that Deontay didn't listen, I think afterwards, like the whole game plan went out of the window. But if that's happening now, like, what if he doesn't listen in the next fight? What if he does his own thing? It's just, then you question yourself in it, like, as a coach.
I want him to retire.
You want him to retire?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's not for me. Listen, I mean, for me, I wouldn't say to anybody retire, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of money to be made as a boxer. Okay,
He has plenty of money.
so a lot of money. So, like, if you was in his shoes right now, yeah, okay, he's probably got maybe nearly 100 million or something in a bank, whatever. Okay, but let's say, like, in his next fight, if he can make like 20 million, okay, if that was you, like, would you retire? I don't think so. You'll come out and fight. So regardless what people want him to think,
I have a lot of
like,
pride.
but in boxing, it's not. Unfortunately, this is called prize fighting, though. Like, money talks,
It's
and Michael
prize fighting,
Michael
not
told you that as well.
pride
Money
fighting.
talks. It's about money, man. And if he's getting a lot of money, he ain't gonna retire. Yeah. In an ideal world, as fans that we care about him, the people that care about him want him to, say, look, you've done what you had to do. You don't need to, prove yourself no more. You've done your best in those 3 fights. Unfortunately, it didn't go your way, but you done us proud. Okay, now, go off to the sunset, become a movie star. He always wanted to become a movie star anyway. So, he can make money in Hollywood, and all that sort of stuff. But if he wants to come and he's got a point to prove, then yeah. But
Well, my whole
the titles
premise,
are stuck up, though. Like, the titles, he's going to be stuck, because now, for him to fight for a title, that's going to be, it's going to have to wait at least for 2-3 years now.
my premise is this, right? Like, that was a do or die fight. Like, you had to win that fight, and it just, there's so much on the line for that, and
Yeah.
you really can't go anywhere from there, because listen, if he fought other guys, nobody will give him credit for anyway. They weren't giving him credit for the guys he beat anyway. So if he beats any of the guys they want him to fight now, they're really net negatives. The only difference is money.
Yeah.
They'll freeze him out of the titles. It's not even the age, with everything involved.
I don't think I disagree with you. I don't think
Yeah,
he will be freezed out.
Yeah, Volt. Yeah, Volt. It was Gary Russell, but it's kind of spiraled into this.
Oh, salute to you, Volt UK, man. Yeah, no, we wasn't really talking about Wilder. We just literally touched on Wilder. I don't know how we got into. We was talking about Russell, and then now suddenly, obviously, sometimes you have to touch on that situation, right? At the end of the day, these guys are big names in boxing, and but yeah, no, listen, it's not for me to say whether he should retire or not. It's entirely up to him. But yeah, if he wants to, if he wants to fight for a title, though, that's gonna take a while, unless he fights miraculously somebody like Hergovich. Even though Tony Yoka, it looks like he took the place now. Tony Yoka said, "Look, I'm going to take the challenge."
That was
so now
they actually nixed that. He has to fight Bacoli.
Yeah,
he was trying not to be obligated to fight Bacoli and fight Hergovich. Yeah. They just nixed that yesterday, so he has to fight Bacoli. So now Hergovich.
All right, so Tony Yoka has to fight Bacoli. So now he's not gonna be fighting. So Hergovich is still looking for an opponent. Yeah, yes. He's still getting ducked, is he?
Yeah. Do you want to go to Bridgerweight? I mean, I don't know. I look at it from my perspective, right? Like, I'm a very I really don't like to go back on what I say, what I do. And when I put a lot of energy into one thing and it's not my thing, then I just kind of
back off a bit.
Right, I just leave it like that. I was talking to Watch the other day, right? I just graduated. So I'm in for, right, obviously looking for a job. I haven't even really put that much pressure on applying. I haven't even really applied to much places at all, like I usually do. Like I did for internships, but I didn't have to because they were coming to me.
Yeah.
And 2 companies were offering, what did they offer to start? I think 85, and the other 2 were 83. I turned them down. I turned them down.
A year?
Yeah, 85,000 a year. I turned them down.
That's decent money, man, for a young man like you. But
yeah, I want because I was just looking at. I want to work at 100, like I was Like some people I know are working at 100. I could get 100. I know I can. I just need to go look and watch. Like I got friends who work at Microsoft and Intel making 100, and they've got stock and option compensation, and they've only been there a year, so it puts them at almost 140, 150. I know I don't have a long career in engineering, so I want to just put my money away, invest it where I usually do, flip that, and then get out of engineering because I don't even like engineering. It's prize.
No. You're right, man. You have to get what your worth is, and if other people are getting that type of money, then I would say go for it. Like, don't hesitate.
Yeah, but my point about it was like, is like this. I have a certain figure in my mind, like you're saying, and you should just push for that. Like that's my thing. I'm a one-minded guy usually. Sometimes I'm very narrow-minded, and if I say something, I'm gonna do it. And that's what I want. It's a point to prove more than anything, and I have to stick by what I said. Vaults UK says it's very difficult for Wilder. Who can he fight that will generate the money he will want? He's not going to take a pay cut. Sure, he's in a bad situation. Sort of.
I don't know, man. I don't think he's in a bad situation, and I'll tell you why. Because you have to remember, up to the the second fight with Fury, with the Golovkin talk and all that sort of stuff, he gained a lot of fans. Okay, there was a lot of people that wasn't watching boxing, and they heard the Golovkin, and it was so popular on YouTube, and they became his fans. So now, and hence the reason why the pay-per-view numbers was quite high. And those fans, I believe, they kind of stayed, and they're actually waiting for Wilder to fight. I don't think those fans are gonna buy any other ones fights. So now we're gonna see what his numbers are gonna be like. His next fight surely is gonna be on pay-per-view. So we're gonna see how I'm sure he's gonna do a decent number. But then again, I could be wrong. But we'll see. But high-profile names is who can he fight as a high-profile name? There isn't really high-profile names out there no more. Dylan White, he wants the Fury fight. AJ is stuck with Usyk. He can go down maybe the route of Hrgovic again. Hrgovic looks like he's people are not willing to fight him. So maybe if he can fight like somebody like Hrgovic, I'm sure Wilder fans are gonna turn up for him. We'll see. I mean, they might not, but we'll see.
Yeah. Mike, you there? You have any 2 cents you want to put in this issue? You want to talk about Gary Russell or something else?
Yeah, Mike, you're about me. You don't know. But I don't know, man. What do you reckon about tonight anyway? Would you reckon how's the fight gonna go? Like,
I think Gary Russell will win a decision.
Okay. So what do you reckon about this dude? What's his name? Magnesia or something like that? The Filipino guy?
Mark Magsayo.
Magsayo, yeah. I can't say his name right.
Yeah. Only other 2 fights I will do big numbers are AJ and Ruiz. Ruiz in this country, nobody really knows Ruiz still. Nobody.
Do you think so?
Nobody knows Ruiz here now.
Mike is cooking, says Derek Beatty. Yep, probably. Maybe. Mike, what you doing, bruv? But yeah, man, like, listen, AJ, I don't think he's that popular in America, and they kind of dropped the ball because he should have fought Wilder back then, man. Like, Eddie Hearn should have done his best to make that fight happen. People were going back and forward. AJ, I believe they both turned each other down, as the evidence shows, Wilder, he tweeted on Twitter, like, when he was pissed off with Fury, saying, look, I could have fought AJ. And AJ obviously turned down the 50 million. So they both kind of messed it up. And, in a way, I never blame, like, I'm not biased, I'm a Brit at the end of the day. And I'm calling down the middle. They both could have made more effort, but that didn't happen. And now AJ, he's not really that popular in America. He's got himself to blame because he should have took that fight, win or lose. Fury is more popular than AJ in America. And in the UK, everyone knows Wilder. All the boxing fans, they know Deontay Wilder. Yeah, so Deontay Wilder is actually a winner.
Like, I don't know how it is over in the UK. I know here, like Mike was saying a while ago, nobody watches boxing really in this country.
Yeah.
And for Wilder to make the news recently, it was for all the wrong reasons. I mean,
Yeah.
there was so much energy. There was so much must. There was so much have to.
Yeah.
With this fight. And to not do it,
Yeah.
you kind of have to die by your sword.
You know, I think, you know, there was a lot of talking, and I think Deontay, I think he wanted the revenge, but I think he had too much talk from his camp as well.
He needed it. It wasn't a want.
He
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 needed
needed, yeah, but he had too. When you have too much, let's say I'm gonna go into a fight, okay, and I've got so much people talking in my ear. You do this, you do that, you do a lot of surgical stuff. You use your jab. You know, all he had is just he needed just a little bit support, because I think he knows what he has to do. You know, he's got that weapon. He knows how to use it. And I think, you know, Malik and the other people in his camp, they should let him do what he's good at. And, you know, he always finds that weapon. Even when he was with his old trainer, his name is escaping me now.
Mark Breland.
Mark Breland. Everybody was like, you know, saying like, "Oh, justice for him" and all that. But look, even when he was with Mark Breland, he didn't need his advice. He was doing what he had to do. Okay. So in a way, they should have just left him, just give him like a little bit of morale. Don't tell him too much stuff. He's 36 years old. You know, he's been successful for the last 40 odd fights. Let him do what he's good at. But unfortunately, there's too much talk in his ears, and there you go. And
Like,
he uses energy on that.
I would never want to go down as being a second or third best guy in whatever I do. When I fight, I want to fight to destroy. I want to fight to be the best. I want to fight to be the number one guy.
Yeah.
And if I know I can't, if I'm not accomplishing the mission for whatever reason and time is running out, I will just bow out, because it's not. Listen, none of the guys respected me before I lost. They won't respect me after. All of this stuff that we've been getting recently is just sympathy. Oh, they love his performance, blah, blah, blah. The win. I want people to hate me because I know I'm doing something right. I don't want people to sympathize with me and feel bad for me and respect me after I'm down.
They respect him now that he lost. You know,
yeah, because they got what they wanted, and now they feel sorry for him. But had he won, he would have had haters.
The haters is better. It's better to have hate.
That means you're doing the right thing if you have haters.
That's right. Yeah, it's better to hate. It's better to get the hatred.
Like you said, Mo, sometimes there's only one shot.
Yeah.
In this life for certain things, and I really felt that was that one. I don't need Stephen Edwards telling me Frazier, you know, want to be amongst the. I don't need that guy like Stephen Bradman saying, "Oh, sometimes the second or third best guy is also remembered." It's not about being remembered. It's about being the best.
The thing is, what was as well, like, you know, like with Derek Bailey, I absolutely agree with him. You know, he put too much weight on. Okay, that was not needed. There was too much interference.
He would have won. He would be getting triple the hate. Yeah, Derek Bailey, and that's what we needed, more hate. Not oh man, now the haters respect me. I never want respect from my enemies. Those were not they're enemies. I don't want any respect from my enemy.
And now he's got too much respect now. They love him now. They love Malik.
He's down. They look at him as defeated, as easy work now. But had he won and did what he needed to do, it would have been awesome. You know.
You know what? Yeah. When Wilder came out and he said about the Glovegate stuff, and you know, and everybody like you know was saying like, oh, they don't like Wilder, and they were saying he's a nop and all that sort of stuff in the UK. And then now, you know, everybody in England, you know, they're saying like, oh yeah, he's a warrior, he's Fury beat him, but he's got a fucking heart, mate. Like they're saying so much positive stuff about him. So now the haters, they fucking love him now because he lost.
Right, because he got what they wanted. Vault says
had he won, they would have still the hatred, like Derek Bailey said, it would have tripled up.
Yeah, I suppose Trevor Bryan could be a loophole to a title shot. It's just a trinket belt. I mean, it's not about so much the getting belts and trying to finagle your way and getting away.
Yeah.
No, like you're at the top. Your goal at it's literally an elimination game. You lose, you're done.
Right now, for him to be on top again is, if AJ can get those belts back, and Wilder ends up fighting AJ and he beats AJ, then the storyline kind of, it won't really make it up for everything, but it's like a consolation because Fury is still out there. Even if AJ beats Fury, like I think, Wilder just needs that one win. But then I don't know, man. Now the history is gonna say, look, Fury won twice.
Unfortunately,
it is what it is, and I think you
it
just have
never
to
even
like
had to
look.
be that way. It never even had to be that way.
We fought,
Because
we fought tooth and nail. Like I've made videos, you've made videos, Mike's made videos, to get that fight done. We wanted to see that fight, and when it got postponed, when he said he had COVID, we were all yelling and almost crying, saying, "Oh,
I said
why
it
are you
wasn't a
ducking?"
good idea to push it to October. I made a
And
video
now
on
he's
my channel. I think that I said it was a horrible idea that could backfire.
yeah, October as well. Like he postponed it, and then people were saying like, "Oh, you know what? He had like 5 training camps. Maybe having too much training camp could be a bit too much." Because we don't know, like he might have been more fitter had he fought in July. But then waiting all the way till October, a lot can change.
Yeah,
So
we can pick holes at it all we want. The
the
result
boat has gone, man. The boat unfortunately has sailed.
it's ran us off of YouTube, to be honest with you. That's why I don't really get on anymore because of just
Yeah, like I said today, I've been off YouTube for the last few days. Um, today, I seen you earlier, like saying like you're gonna go live and all that. So I thought, come join you and all that. But I'm not really passionate about boxing as much as I used to be.
I'm never a boxing fan. I was never a boxing fan. I always make clear that I always said I was a fanboy. And once my guys leave or they lose, I exit stage left myself. I make an exit.
Yeah, man. Volsu came. I can't believe that either. But look, with that fight, AJ is thinking, and with Hearn, Eddie, they're thinking like, this is a 50-50 fight. They're not really certain. And AJ, Scott, again, it's too much ears, like too much mouth in people's ears, man. And that's the thing with boxing. The higher you get, like this, too many people will talk to you, man. And that can weaken you as well. And that's what happened to Deontay, and that's what happening to AJ. Too many people in your ears, man. The more successful you get, I think the weaker you'll get. Because there's going to be too many people in your ears. And now he's thinking about step aside. And unfortunately, that step aside will come to fruition the way it seems. And they'll probably let Fury and Usyk get that fight on. I won't be surprised. I really won't be surprised. As sad as it is, because AJ, I don't think he's 100% confident that he can win that fight. Even though he's been saying the last couple of days that he'll knock out Usyk when he sees him, in his next fight. They ain't fighting. Trust me. Yeah, I agree with Volsuke. He's thinking about step aside, and he'll probably get that fight. As sad as it is, Usyk and Fury, it's gonna get that trilogy. I mean, not trilogy. I mean, the undisputed fight. Yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, boxing. Yeah, listen. What? As much as we moan about boxing, yeah, that's I'm gonna be honest. I don't really want to moan, but there's nothing else to. We're actually excited about Gary Russell fighting tonight.
And I like Gary Russell, but like I was watching him without anybody near me, if you know what I mean. Like there was no, I was just by myself. Now people are trying to make out that this is an amazing fight and everything like that. you know, how about the real Russell fans?
Mhm.
Let's just watch him in peace and not have some guys like trying to make this issue, weaponizing it for views and subs and super chats and donations and everything and doing watch alongs and things like that when they don't even watch Gary Russell at all.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you that without all that, people won't be motivated to watch it. So if you give people an option like, oh, okay, watch it for free, you're not gonna get nothing out of this. 9 out of 10, they won't be watching it.
Right.
They won't even be bothered with it. They'll get a lot, they do something else on their Saturday night.
Right.
For me, obviously, it's Sunday morning when the fight happens. What time is it anyway? Where's the fight? Is it in New York or is it in the other side, like Vegas and all that?
It's in New Jersey, so like in
New York times and Eastern time. I don't know. I'll probably go sleep in 11 o'clock my time, which is like 5 hours ahead of New York.
UFC.
Oh, you're gonna watch UFC, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like it's just like suddenly everyone is wants to watch Gary Russell, even though when Gary Russell fought against Lomachenko, hardly anybody watched it. I watched that fight. People didn't know who he was. Yeah. When he lost against Lomachenko and all that. And then he regained his title and all that sort of stuff. But again, with boxing, Devin Haney, I used to watch Devin Haney for a while, and now Devin Haney, a lot of people support him.
Yeah, it's just bandwagon type stuff, dude.
I used to
bandwagon.
And you know what? I'm a big Devin Haney fan, yeah. And I used to I liked him, but I find him a bit boring. I'm not gonna lie. But I was a fan of him. Like, I like the way he with his dad and all that sort of stuff.
I didn't even know he got a tattoo, dude. I had no idea.
No, I don't know either.
For months, he has it on the bottom of his leg, on his calf.
Okay.
I had no clue.
But I didn't know he was a
Muslim. Isn't he playing the Muslim angle too? Like making sure that the cameras were watching him while he prayed.
I mean, I'm a Muslim, and I don't want to say like I don't want to go that route and say, oh, because if somebody, for example, if Voltsuke or Dark Bailey in the chat, if they say like, oh, they're Muslims, I'm gonna have to take their word. I'm gonna say, okay, I have to believe them. I can't say to them, oh, you're not a real Muslim, you're not this, you're not that, because then I'm judging them. So I always say, let God judge him when it comes to the religion. So we'll see, let God judge him. And I think that's the best way when it comes to religion. But I didn't know he had tattoos, man.
Yeah, I thought he was just playing the Muslim angle because, like, I saw before the Diaz fight, he had made sure in the locker room that the camera was on him and his father while they prayed.
Yeah, I did see that, and I'm not gonna lie, it didn't look good.
First time I've seen that. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him on IFL interviews few weeks prior to his fight, and he was saying inshallah and alhamdulillah. That means like he's grateful and hopefully, so he was saying a couple of Islamic in Arabic. Okay. And one second, take over.
Yeah, so my first time watching him was on Showbox, probably in 2017. And
so when I seen him praying, I was a little bit. I was thinking like, what is he doing, like in front of the cameras and all that?
Right.
But again, maybe they want to show the world that they're Muslims and they're gonna pray before the fight. And I hope he's genuine. And if he's not, it's between him and Allah. And Allah, as you guys know, is God.
Right.
So it's Allah, yeah. So basically, it's between him and God. Yeah. So I'm not gonna criticize him whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really saying it. I just thought that they were looking at that angle when they had the camera, face that way. I don't know if it's for the cameras or what. I don't. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, at the same time, if they want to piss people off, that's a good sign as well. You know,
Right.
some people they're Muslims, like Stephen Big Shaw, the heavyweight
Even
prospect guy.
yeah.
He said that he's a Muslim, but he's not letting everyone know that he's a Muslim.
Right.
So there are a lot of Muslims out there. There's a lot of African Americans out there that converted to Islam, but they're all not saying it that they're Muslims. But like Devin Haney, it looks like he's recently converted, and he's showing
Yeah.
the world that look, I'm a Muslim. He's saying, and he's going the Muhammad Ali route by
Okay.
coming out proud. I'm Muslim and proud. But a lot of people are not necessarily. I'm not saying they're not proud, but sometimes they think like if they tell the world that they're Muslims, they're not going to get that type of opportunity. But Devin Haney knows, he's a star now in boxing, so he will get that opportunity regardless.
Right.
But it's just the way it is, isn't it, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to talk about before I shut it down? Or?
Um, Not really, to be honest. I think we covered most of it. I kind of missed the beginning of the show. I don't know what you guys were talking about.
Just the
Well,
whole Gary Russell stuff that I just gone over.
okay. So yeah, Gary Russell, good luck to him tonight. I hope
Yeah, I hope he wins.
he wins in in a devastating manner, because if he wins in a points decision, you're gonna hear what the haters are gonna say
Yeah.
tomorrow and all that. But I don't watch a lot of YouTube channels no more. Like I kind of took a break from it, to be honest. Sometimes it can become toxic, man. And for your mental health, sometimes it's good to take a break and
Right.
do other things. To watch Netflix. Do else. Do other things other than watching boxing. And breakdowns or lives and all that sort of stuff. Because people
Right.
can be toxic, man. Absolute toxic. So sometimes it's good to get away from it all, man. Get away from it all. And I might do that, like, unless you lot go live. Other than that, like, I'm just gonna take a break from it, to be honest.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. I just want to.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Mike, where's Mike to? You're cooking, Mike, is it? Yo, Mike, what's Mike doing?
I'm not sure. He might be cooking. He might be doing something.
Michael, what are you doing, man?
Shout out to everyone who was on the.
I think I don't know. Mike's probably busy or whatever, man. But yeah, man, if you want to shut it down, that's fine. When you gonna come live next?
I have no. I asked Watcher. I want to see if he was doing the UFC, just the main and the co-main. Those are the only important fights really on that.
Yeah, he was live this morning in my time, 9 o'clock
Yeah, I
a.m.
watched it back. I watched some of it back. Yeah.
Yeah, he was live. Yeah, so I watched it a little bit. Then I had to go. But yeah, he was talking about Dillian White and all that. At the moment, Dillian White, it's not really. No one really cares about Dillian White. Let's be honest. And Fury saga is not really a trending conversation, is it? People are more interested in Gary Russell, or actually the storyline between Terence Crawford and suing Bob Arum. That topic is really interesting right now. I don't know if you guys touched on it, but it's trending. Like, people are interested in that stuff. Maybe your next stream should be about it. I don't know. But yeah, that's a thought for for another conversation. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Maybe in another stream, we'll see what's going on. But I'd like to thank you and Mike for getting on here, man. I'd like to thank Vault, Derek Bailey, Canvas Bed, L Dub. You guys for showing up in the chat and showing love, and it's sport is dying slowly. So we'll probably all be making our permanent exit soon. So yeah, man.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not, man. Hopefully there's better days. If they make the big fights, if let's say they make the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight this year, that'll be good. If Errol Spence doesn't fight Terence Crawford, yeah, or if he doesn't make the effort, yeah, then he's a duck, because at the moment everybody's saying, look, Terence Crawford. I mean, Errol said, he hasn't lied so far. He said that he's gonna get all the belts from his side. Then in the end, he's gonna go to Terence Crawford. I don't know why he can't go to Terence Crawford now. The Ugas fight, it's not really necessary in my opinion. But apparently, that's what he's saying and all that. To me, it's a bit weird. It's a slow, painful death. Yeah, definitely, man. But yeah, I just want them to fight, man. Listen, I don't know. I don't really agree him fighting Ugas. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even though people are saying, look, so far he hasn't lied. But why? Why fight? Why put Ugas before Terence Crawford? Terence Crawford, yeah, he hasn't got no opponent. He's free. You cancel the Ugas fight. Cancel it. Has he even got a date? Did they put a date on it? I don't think they've got. Sure. There's no date, is there? As far as I know, I don't think I've seen a date.
Sometime in April in the Cowboys Stadium.
Sometime in April. See, there's no date, so they could easily push Ugas to the side and say, "Look, Terence Crawford is available right now. His advisors are at the MTK Global, Daniel Kinham. So Daniel Kinham and Heyman, they could talk, sort it all out. I'm sure they can make that fight, and then Ugas, could fight the winner for Undisputed. And then at least we got to see the biggest fight in the welterweight division. But now he's gonna fight Ugas, yeah? What if he loses against Ugas? I know most people are saying he's not gonna lose, but what if that happens? About a few years ago, we didn't know that Deontay Wilder was gonna, lose 2 times against Fury, even though obviously there's a lot of things in between, but I'm not going to go into it right now. And then obviously AJ losing against Andy Ruiz and then Usyk. So, and the biggest fight in heavyweight division is gone, as far as I consider. But that's what I'm saying, man. That's why, you can't wait too long, man. They want to milk it.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, just he's really putting all his ducks in order, trying to get that extra belt. So even it's more favorable for him. I thought Bud wanted Keith in July. Yeah, he wants Thurman in July, but Thurman wants to go the WBC route. He wants,
and this is what I don't get. Like the two guys here, the two guys are not making effort to make this fight. Bud is not really making the effort. All right, we've seen him, going into the river of Omaha, Nebraska, saying, "Oh, where's the big fish? I can't find him." Errol has been quiet as well. It's just a big mess. I just want them to just get on with it. Like somebody, they need to just phone each other. It's just too much pride. Like it's like, almost, they're both arrogant, and it's just they're killing it, man. Like, it's just, they're just destroying the fight. And I think if they don't make this fight happen this year, I don't even think I want to even mention them no more, man. Both guys. I'm not going to take no side. I know people are taking sides. People are saying they're either Errol fans or they're either Bud Crawford fans. I'm neither. I just want to see a good fight. And I don't really have a horse in the race. I just want to see a good fight, man. And that's the best thing, to be neutral.
Yeah,
because all the fanboys are killing the whole sport, man.
Yeah, when it comes to that fight, I don't really have any dog in the race in that fight.
Yeah, marinate in it. They marinate in it, but if one of them loses, God forbid, I hope Errol comes through and beats Ugas, because I don't want him to lose. And if Bud fights against Thurman, which probably is not going to happen now in July, because if he fights Barrios, he's fighting. When is he fighting? Next month?
Yeah, he's fighting February 5th. So
Okay, so there's no way he's not fighting in July. Keith Thurman is not fighting in July against Crawford. No way that's gonna happen. When was the last time he fought? A year ago? A year and a half ago?
Yeah.
So there's no way that he's gonna fight back to back. You know, in a short space. You know, no way. Not happening. Not happening, man. They're just mannerising him, man. And just look, forget about Keith Thurman, forget about Ugas, yeah. Yeah. Fight each other. That's it. You know, fight each other, and they're not gonna do big. I believe they're not gonna do a big number in the first fight, but the second fight is gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. But they need to make that fight happen this year, man.
I think it'll happen
This year. Like Ugas, like okay, that fight can be easily made. Okay, they're both on the same side of the street. That's another word I really hate, like the same side of the street. But you can make the Fury and the Wilder fight easily, but you can't make, you know what I mean? Like you can't. But is free right now. He's not signed to anybody. You know, everybody said, "Oh, okay, fight a notable name." He fought like, you know, Khan, and then they said, "No, we want to see you fighting a better person than Khan." Okay, then he fought Brook. You know, he demolished him. Then everybody was like, "Oh no, Brook was washed." You know, Porter, fight him. And then he fought Porter, you know, knocked him out. All right. People are blaming his diet for throwing the towel, for the ruin the fight. Nevertheless, he destroyed 3 guys that everybody wanted to fight him. And then people said, "Oh, okay, Bob Arum, you need to leave him." He left him. What else does he need to do, man? Like, I'm not even a fan of Crawford, but I'm just saying the facts. What was there, like, you know? Just just make the fight happen, man. I'm really neutral. Like I don't care who wins as long as they give me a great fight. You know.
Keith,
But yeah, that's my take on. And yeah, I just want him to pick the fight, mate. That's all, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man, definitely. If you have anything else, we can move to that, or I'm about to shut down here in a little bit.
Yeah, man, I'm done, man. So yeah, thanks for having me on the panel.
Yep,
And
no
if Mike
problem.
is still there, thank you, Mike, as well, for having a. Oh, Mike is back. Yo, Mike. Oh, I thought he'd gone off mood then. But yeah, man, I'll see you guys later, man. Have a good day, man. Look after yourself, everybody. Derek Bailey and Volts UK and everybody else that came through. Thank you, Tyrone. See you on the next one, man. Peace.
Yep. Everyone, peace out.